Okay, so moving on to tutorial number 5. We have gone over the dashboard, the public profile, the comments, uh, and a few other things. So we are going to continue on with kind of finishing out the user profile and the various things that are needed for an authenticated user to be able to have access to. So we're going to start looking at our menu items here now. We're going to work down the list, and we're going to start with groups. This will be our next thing that we'll work on. So we're actually going to, in this tutorial, build out a page where an authenticated user can view groups that they've created, as well as groups that they've joined, as well as be able to create new groups. And then once we move over into the more public side of things that doesn't have to do specifically with each user, that's when we'll start building out the main feed, which is public facing, and that's where we will incorporate groups that are publicly available for people to join. So right now we're just working on the back end for authenticated users. So with that in mind, we want to go ahead and set up a new page for where a user can view their created groups and their joined groups, and they can create new groups. So I'm going to go up here, I'm going to create a new page, and I want to look through here and see if there's something I would like to use that they already have built that might kind of ease the process and get us through it a little bit faster, because there's a specific way that I want to set this up, and I'll show you what I'm wanting to do here. Let's see. I don't want to do it that way. I want to use a tabbed list for this process here. So I'm trying to figure out how the best way I want to do this. Okay, so I'm going to use, I think I'll use this one. And we'll do let's do dashboard groups so that I can kind of differentiate between the two. Okay, and let's find that real quick. There it is, and I'm going to drop it under user pages for sorting purposes. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go back here real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and set this as a link. So that entire container will be a navigate to action to dashboard groups. We'll leave the back nav turned on, and we'll do slide left. And since we are working with the authenticated user's information, we don't need to pass any parameters here. All right, so I'm going to do some stuff up here with this. You know what? Since we're doing here, let me go back here real quick. I want to change how I'm doing this. I want this to slide. Yeah, we'll do a scale. When you do a scale transition, make sure you always put in a duration. Otherwise, it'll pop immediately, and you won't really be able to see that it is scale transition. It won't really do anything, so you need to put a duration in there so that you can actually see the transition take place. All right, and then this icon button is already set to navigate back, so that's good. So we're going to leave all this stuff alone up here for now. We're just going to go down and work through our list down through here. I'm going to go ahead and just totally blank all that out. I don't need that right now. I don't need any of this stuff, so I'm just going to delete all of that. And I want to grab my tab bar here, and I do want to bump it down some. And I'm going to change this to, I'm going to do created, and then I'm going to do joined, just for reference points here. And I do want to edit the label style. These labels are massive. I don't like that. Way too big. Okay, that looks better. And indicator, we'll keep it consistent with what we've been doing here. And then let's see, our primary selected color will be this blue, and then the unselected can stay as that gray, and that's fine. And let's do semi-bold. And we'll leave it like that for now. And let's see, do I want to keep that? Yeah, I'm going to keep it alive for now. Okay, so we are going to do a list view on this. We're going to do a list view on this as well. Quite frankly, I could just copy between the two and duplicate instead of having to rebuild them every time. So we want to obviously set up something to indicate their groups. Now, I could do a slide tile, which is kind of what I want to do, but it's limited on its customizations that you can do there. So I'm going to do a slide tile on created, but I'm not going to do a slide tile on joins. So let's grab our slidable list tiles, and I am going to drop this list view down just a little bit, and I'll leave it at full width. That's fine. Yes, we do want it to be slidable. The color. Yeah, I'm just going to do it like that. That's fine. Leave the border set as that. We'll change all that in a minute. All right, so let me open up my slidable here, and I am going to change this to let's change. Well, let's see here. Kind of jumping back and forth with what I want to do. Yeah, let's do that. That makes most sense. So let's open slide, and let's change this to edit, so you can like edit your group. And obviously we want a different little icon here. Okay, that'll work. And then we do want to add another slide action, and let's change this to delete. And we'll give it a different color. Okay, that'll work. We'll come back to that. All right, so that'll work for that there. And then, like I said, I think no, I'm going to use a different kind of tile, so I won't duplicate that and use it across to the join side. So the next thing I need to do is go ahead and generate my query here. So let me do my backend query, and I'm going to query collection. I'm going to query groups, do a list of documents, and I'm going to filter created by. Yeah, created by reference is equal to my authenticated user. And then order by, I think I'll do it by group title is increasing, kind of alphabetical. I'm going to leave all that alone for now. The rest of that, just leave it alone. And I do want some spacing between these here, so let's do 4. Okay, that'll work. I don't like this color at all. So I'm actually gonna change it, change that to white, and then I think I'll change my background to something else. It's kind of an off-white maybe. There we go, that looks better. Okay, so now we're pulling that data in for the group. So we want to change the text for the title to the group named group title. And then down here for the subtitle, you can do pretty much whatever you want here. let's see, I may do, let's see here. I think I'll do number of members. So do like that. And then we can go in here, go to the groups, and then we'll do members reference. Oops. Members reference and number of items. Number format, and we'll do compact, and we'll leave that as blank. Okay. So that's a good starting point for that. Yeah, it's a good place to start. All right, and then over here on joined, where I got our list view, let's see, what did I drop that down by? I want to make sure it's even 8, so we'll do a padding of 8 on this one as well. And then I'm going to use a different component, and I probably just use one of their pre-made. And we're running kind of slow. Running a little slow again. Might have to refresh. And so I'm going to find one of their pre-made components that I like, that I want to use here. Yeah, I think I'll use this one. Yeah, I'm going to use this one. Yeah, it'll drop in there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do a refresh so that we can speed up a little bit here. Maybe it'll speed up. It's got me running a little slow. Not sure what's going on. Let's see if I can close out some stuff. Okay, so let's go back over here to joined. And then let's go ahead and query our list view on this. And query a collection, and we'll do groups, new list of documents. And then we're going to do members reference. Array contains variable authenticated user. And then we can do an order by, and we can do, group title again, increasing. We'll leave all that other stuff alone. All right. So now we've got that going on. Let's see here. Container, check my row. All right, so my row is already spaced here. So we'll just leave all that. That'll be fine. I am going to get rid of this icon here. I don't want that. And I'm actually just going to replace it with a picture, a small image of the group. So obviously it's way too big. It's a little small. Do 35. Yeah, that'll work. And we'll round the edges on it just a little bit. Let's do 8. Okay, cool. Perfect. So let's go ahead and fill that in on the groups. We want to grab their group photo, and we're going to cache that because it's not likely that's going to change very often. And then let's grab the group title here, and medium, we'll leave it at 16. That'll be fine. And then we'll also set this to like the member count, but I'm going to do something a little different with it. So I've got a column here. So actually I want to put a row inside my column. Okay. And then I want to do a little icon in that row. I want to make it smaller than that. And I'm going to do this. We're going to Let's see. It's not gonna give me what I want. Oops. No. Good enough. Set that as some little people there, and then I'll just take this and pull it up here into my row. Need to get rid of that padding so that they're even, and do a little bit of padding over here, just 2. Yeah, perfect. And then we will do, we'll set this to groups, members, number of items, number format, and compact. Okay, so now I got that. That looks good. And then over here for these icons, I wanted to keep those. I'm going to change this to like a view button. Well, figured that would give me like a little eyeball. Maybe not. Okay, and then maybe change this to like a leave. No. Exit. Yeah, let's do this one. We'll get rid of that. Okay. So now this will view the group, and this will allow the user to leave this group if they want to. We'll go ahead and set that action up real quick while we're here. Oops. So just in case a user accidentally clicks that button, we actually want to do a confirmation dialog. Make sure that's what they want to do. And so you do an alert dialog as a confirm, and then you set a conditional to that confirm dialog. And if they click yes, you do an action, you update Firestore, update that group that they tapped on, grab the reference for that group, and then go in here to members reference and remove from set the authenticated user. And then you can do like a little confirmation snack bar if you want to. Like that. Terminate, and then over here, if they click cancel, you just terminate that so it doesn't do anything further. Okay. And then we'll get to this in a minute whenever we set up actual group pages that you can go to. All right, so that looks good, and that looks good for what I'm wanting to do. As a matter of fact, you know what? I like how this looks over here, and so I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to do it over here on this side and not do the slide widget. So I'll delete, and then I'll paste this. But of course, I want to change my parameters over here in my query. My filter created by reference equal to variable authenticated user. Okay, so yeah, that looks better. I like how that looks. But instead of doing a leave button, so let's delete the action chain on that, and we're going to do that as an edit instead. So we'll change this to an edit icon, and we'll work with that here in just a little bit. Okay, so that's a good starting point here for our groups. Now, as far as adding a new group, let's see here. Leave that for now. Leave all this for now. Trying to decide exactly how I want to do this. There's some stuff I want to do in here. I could use this button here as like creating a new group, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to do a floating action button. Quite frankly, it looks a little better in my opinion. So we'll do a fab for creating a new group, and we will drop an icon down in here. Whoops. There we go. And set a different color to that, and then let's do an add button. Let's actually do this instead. Yeah, I like that. All right, so that's good place to start there. And then this row, I actually don't need that, so I'm just going to get rid of it entirely. So what I want to do here, I want to grab this uppermost container, and I want to go ahead and throw a query in here. And again, you can do this however you want to do this. This is kind of how I'm setting this up. And I'm going to query a collection. I'm going to query groups, and I am going to do a single document. And don't really want to hide the widget entirely. So I am going to leave that turned on. And I want to set created by reference to the authenticated user. Oh wait, no, I want to turn that off. There we go. And then I want to do an order by date created is decreasing. So this should show me the latest group that the user has created. So whenever they create a new group, this box will be filled in with that new group, the newest group that was created. That's the way that I want it to be set up here. Now, if the user has not created a new group, you notice that I did not hide the widget, and so this will all be here, but it won't say anything. So we're gonna have to work within that. I don't need this. You know what? I don't really want to do that. Yeah, I don't really want to show that widget and have to fill it in with a bunch of filler stuff. But I need this visible. So I think what I'm actually going to do here, I'm going to do something a little different. I want to drop this down, kind of get it out of my way for a second so I can work up here at the very top. And that didn't move my image. So let me undo that. Let me see where my image is at. Probably my stack as a whole here. So let's drop the stack down and get it out of the way. And let's just go ahead and do an app bar. Yeah, let's go ahead and do an app bar. I think it'll be all right. Let's make this icon a little smaller. Back arrow's fine. We do want it to snap back. Make this a little bit smaller here, and we're gonna bump up the symbol. And then we'll just title it groups or groups dashboard. Okay, and then we can change this over to this blue color. All right, yeah, that'll be better, I think, in terms of consistency. Well, come on now. All right, now I got my stack here, and I can just go ahead and send it all the way back up there. And I can go ahead and I can get rid of this and this, and set my row to center. And then let's see, how is this? Let's move this column up some. Yeah. Shrink that container some, and let's see this image. Shrink this image as well. Maybe a little more. Okay, yeah, that'll work. And then let's grab let's go back in here to this image and let's expand it out so it takes up the whole screen. All right, now we can work here. Make that a little smaller, and then we're going to change that here. We'll change it to the group title. This can be, we could do, let's do a combined text, and we'll do a date, even though it's kind of see here, and date created, and we'll do relative. And then this button, we could set the text to maybe view new group. Change that. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll work. That'll be okay. Want that a little bit smaller too. And now I can go in here to this container, which I actually want to, yeah, I knew that was wrong. I want to grab this container and go to my backend query here, and I want to remove that. I don't want it on the container. I actually want it on the stack. And I do still want it as a single document. And I do want to hide the widget if there's no match. And then I want to do the filter as created by reference, obviously the authenticated user, and sorted by, or order by. Date created is decreasing. So it should show the newest group there, should show up first. Okay, so we're looking good here. Okay, so now that we've got that taken care of, something that I want to do real quick. I don't want this to always be here after they click the View New Group button. So let's go over to our collections, go to Groups, and we're gonna just add something here. New group viewed, and we'll set it as a true false. And then we'll go back into our stack where we're generating that query and set a filter, new group viewed, and we will set that to false so that it shows up there. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead now and set up our page to create a new group. So let's just do a new page, and we can use something here to kind of form off of. Yeah, now let's start from a blank. Okay. So we'll start here. Let's keep the app bar up here at the top. And let's, oops. Let's move that. Come on now. Well, get rid of that. Let's actually put it here. Put it right there, and then let's set that as a cancel button, and make that smaller. I'm gonna do normal here, and we're gonna get rid of that. Set it to transparent, and then we can see if we can scoot that over any. Okay, it's not gonna I'm going to move that. Well, I don't really like it being kind of centered like that. So I guess instead of doing cancel button, we'll just do an icon button. And just do navigate back on it. We'll do it as a clear icon to indicate that they're canceling the creation of that group. Okay, that'll work. Okay, and so we want to create a new group here. So let's see, we should have a column in here already. Okay, let's see how we want to set this up. I think I want to do a form so I can validate, and we want to center that and drop it down some, and then we'll put a column inside that form, and then we'll do some fields here. So let's do a text field, and we can set our width. I'm going to do it by percentage. I'm going to do, that's not big enough. Let's do 75%. Okay, that looks good. And then down here, I'm probably going to do, we'll come back to all the labels and stuff. Border radius, we're going to do as 12. And we'll do our border color. Let's do this blue. And I have it set to underline, so I want to change that from underline to outline. And the border width we'll set as 2. And then focus color we're going to set as kind of this lighter blue here. And then the error border we'll set as, I don't want to have an error border really, so I'm just going to set it as the normal color. And then in the hint text, so we're going to do a label here. We're going to do the label as group title. And then we'll do the hint text as enter title. Okay. And let's see, so we'll have autofocus turned on. We'll do a clear icon. And we'll leave that as text. We do just want one line maximum here. Okay, so all that looks pretty good, I think. And I am going to go into my form validator here. We're going to do automatic validation. We're going to select that field. And then we're going to have maximum allowed characters for the title, and we're going to do 20. All right, so that looks good for the title. And okay, so now we're going to, I'm just going to duplicate this, and we'll put some spacing between it. And we're going to do max lines to 3 for the description, the about section. And then we'll change this to about group. And we'll turn autofocus off, and we'll turn the clear icon off. And we'll switch that to multi-line. And we're going to rename the field about. Rename this field to title. Oops. Okay. And I think I'm gonna move this down further. Okay. Okay, and then I need to, let's see here, what all did we have set up for creating groups? Group title, about, we need a photo, and whether it's private or not. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and set up privacy. So let's do a row. Set that to 12. And we will set, we'll kind of shoot this thing in here some. Let's do that to 45. I'll do that to 45. Actually, let's extend it just a little bit further down here. Okay. And then we can put some text in here. The group is private. And then we can do a switch icon here. And we can space those out like that. And you can change your active color if you want to. Make it consistent here. And we're actually going to have the switch value set to false as default. Okay. And then we need to upload a photo. So let's do, let's put an image in here and drop this down by 25. And let's go ahead and expand the width. I don't want it to go all the way. It looks good. Do that. Round the edges. And leave it like that. It looks good. And then we need, let's do like an upload button. To upload group photo. And make this to 10. And make the text at 14 and semi-bold here, and then we'll change this to match our color scheme. And let's give it some elevation of 2. Make it pop out a little bit. Okay, so we got all those in there. So we want to, well, we got to set this button first. So let's set the button. We're going to set it as an upload action. Upload media, Firebase, and we're going to do gallery only. And we'll show the snack bar for loading. We'll leave the rest of that the way it is. And then here we're going to set this as widget state uploaded file URL, but we need to have a filler photo in there. So I'm going to go over to my Firebase storage, and I'm going to grab. Let's see here. I'm not in the right Firebase here. Okay, I've got the correct one pulled up here, so I'm going to grab this filler image that we've used elsewhere, and I'm going to set it here. There we go. So that way it'll show that image until they actually upload a photo. And then we need to have a save button. So I'm going to put it up here in the top bar. And we'll click save, or we'll set it as save. And we'll set this here like that. No, I want it to stand out from the, actually I'll set an elevation on it. I will keep it as the same color, and I'll just set, it's not extremely noticeable. Let's do this here, do 4, 4, and 4. I'll try a higher elevation and see if we can get it to pop out a little bit more. There we go. So it's just kind of raised just a little bit. Looks good like that, I think. And we're going to do that. And yeah, that looks fine. Okay. that all looks good there. Do you want to disable that? All right, so we've got all this stuff in here now, just the basics for setting up the group. So let's go ahead and set our action for doing that. And we'll just start here and then we'll go into the action flow. So let's do create document and then we'll create a group. Let's get our fields filled out here. We'll delete the ones we don't need. Okay. So group ID will be that random string, random data, random string, and we're gonna set it at 16 and 16, and we're gonna do all that, and then date created, we'll do global properties, current time, set group title to the widget state of the title, same thing with about. And then the group photo will be the uploaded photo. And then for members reference, we're going to go ahead and add the first item, which would be the authenticated user. We're actually going to do away with administrators and only deal with moderators. So I'm just going to get rid of that, not even use it. And then we're going to add a first item to moderators because the authenticated user has that right. And then the created by reference will be the authenticated user as well. And then is private will be a variable to the switch value on the widget state, switch value. And is banned, we're going to leave that on there and set it to false. Get rid of that, get rid of this, and make sure that that's set to false as well. Okay, and then we need to go ahead and add some more actions in here. So open the action flow editor. We're going to navigate back to that previous page. And I guess we can add like a snack bar. Do it like that. Okay, so that'll create the new group. So let's go back to our dashboard. I'm sorry, not our dashboard, our dashboard groups. And let's make sure we set an action to navigate to creating a new group. And we're going to let's see here. I need to move that up to my user pages here. Okay. And we will do, let's do a slide left, I guess. Okay, so now that'll navigate, turn that off. And that'll work like that. That'll be perfect. All right, so that creates a new group. And then I want to go back to my stack here and edit. Go, let's see here. Created by, and I got an order by in here. Okay. All right, so that should work like that. So that'll give them the opportunity to see the new group that they just created. Did I set that image? No, I did not. So we do need to set the image to group photo and cache that. Okay. So that's good to go there. All right, so the next thing that we need to work on is actually setting up the page for the group, where there will be a feed and the ability to create a post to add to the feed, as well as join buttons and things like that. And of course, being able to navigate to them and pass parameters and whatnot. So I think that's it for this tutorial as far as setting up this page, and in the next tutorial we will cover actually creating a group. Or I'm sorry, not creating a group, creating a page for the group.